intertwined with private sacrifice, how historians assign praise and blame, and what moral lessons her story forces you to confront. The triumph and toll of a dynasty. You inherit a Tudor state whose stability owes much to Margaret's planning, financing, and alliances. She negotiated marriages, mustered support for Henry Tudor's claim, and used land and patronage to cement courtly networks that produced Henry VII's political victory at Bosworth in 1485. Those institutional gains, royal administration, legal reform, and a dynastic line, trace directly to her sustained maneuvering. You also inherit the personal consequences she endured. Repeated childbirth, early marriage, and lifelong political vigilance cost her health and privacy. Her patronage of education and religion redirected surplus wealth into legacy projects, but those choices reflect a woman who traded bodily and emotional labor for political capital. The triumph of a new dynasty and the private toll that enabled it remain inseparable. You encounter conflicting judgments in the historical record. Some historians present her as a pragmatic architect of Tudor legitimacy, a manager of estates, a shrewd negotiator, and a pious patron who used faith to justify political ends. Primary sources, letters, household accounts, and royal records show meticulous financial oversight and persistent correspondence with key nobles and clergy. Other scholars emphasize coercion and moral ambiguity. They highlight the gendered constraints that shaped her options and the ethical costs of pursuing dynastic security. You should weigh evidence about her agency against the social structures that limited alternatives. The verdict historians reach often depends on whether they foreground outcomes, stability, dynasty, or methods, manipulation, sacrifice. You must treat Margaret's story as an ethical prompt rather than a myth to admire. It asks who benefits from state building and who pays the price. Her life teaches that political achievements can carry hidden human costs and that honoring institutional success without reckoning with those costs distorts memory. You can draw practical lessons, interrogate sources for power dynamics, center victims when reconstructing political narratives, and recognize how religious conviction and political strategy can intertwine. Margaret's decisions invite you to hold historical actors accountable without